All right. To the next topic we have right now is has to do with good luck, Jonathan. Barrister, what is your take on because I have a lot to talk about this good luck, Jonathan of a thing of a man. What is your take on good luck, Jonathan, under pressure? Trust me, in every rumor there must be an element of truth, even though we don't see it as a feasible. Honestly, I foresee. Honestly, I foresee Jonathan contesting in 2027. People obviously are mounting pressure on him, and I see that working out. What is your take on that? What do you think?
Well, uh, it's entirely possible that
Boris, are you
uh,
there?
he may succumb to pressure to put himself forward. He tried to do that in the last election with a condition. When they called him, he asked them if he can be nominated unanimously. It's when that condition could not be met that he retreated. So, with the current affairs in the country, although it's too early to say, but suggestions are being put forward to counter Tinubu in 2027. Now, if you bring anybody from the north, it's not going to fly because the concept of the south must do their 8 years will still come up. So that is why you see people shopping for somebody from the south to uh, take on Tinubu, and the person with the stature in the south today that can do that is Jonathan. No other person has the stature in the south that can come up who also has goodwill. At the time that they were uh, insulting Jonathan back then, 2015, for Buhari, the people have seen. Like our people used to say, when the wind has blown, then we see the nyash of the fowl. When they were shouting for Buhari 2015 and he came, there's no abuse that was not heaped on Jonathan. He came and people saw that he was abysmal. He helped to ruin the country. So people are looking back to Jonathan's presidency with nostalgia. So he's the only one that people can rally around, even in the north, in 2027 to take on Bola Tinubu. Whether that will translate to him coming up to actually do that remains to be seen. And again, I say it's too early, but certainly voices are coming up trying to urge him to prepare for that eventuality. I believe it will be a serious mistake for him to come up because I do not think he has the stature, the charisma, and the strength of character that will pilot Nigeria at this time of our history. And too many things are spoiled that we need, if we can call on anybody to come to take over power now, it should be Obasanjo that we should call upon. He has the strength, he has the knowledge, he has the wisdom, he has the willingness to take on
Yes.
whoever thinks he is who in Nigeria. The only person
Yes.
who can do that is Obasanjo. I don't see Jonathan with any strength of character to come today and affect or change Nigeria or do anything positive.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. You and I are really on the same page in this. Honestly, Obasanjo, like you said, is just the right person. But unfortunately, his age is even though he's still strong. I follow him a lot. That man is still because I don't even know his official age is about 81 or 82 years. Obasanjo is way above that. He's still
Of course,
strong. Obasanjo is way above, so he's quite an age. I don't think. I don't think about Obasanjo at his age. I don't think he has mental and psychological capacity, strength to actually withstand Nigeria's problem. Nigeria is far worse than it was during when he was the president. So I don't think the age is not on his side. I don't think he can do that. But actually, his spirit and courage, his knowledge, his experience is actually what we need, what Nigeria needs. Unfortunately, we can't get that under a democratic setting. Look, democracy cannot, it can't correct anything. Now, before I get to Jonathan. You and I seem to have everything on the same page when it comes to Jonathan. But let's hear from Shegun. Shegun still there? Okay, I think he has a network issue going on with him. All right. Okay. While we're waiting for him to come back, um, honestly, like I said, you and I have the similar opinion about Jonathan. I was an ardent, a very strong critic of Jonathan. Very close. Jonathan was extremely weak. He was a weak president. It too was just like I don't know if you still remember Shagari regime. It was just like Shagari regime. He was weak. That the ministers, people around him, was even more powerful than himself as a president. A sort of so everything was just not coordinated. The governance was just haywire. So just like you, just as you said, I don't see any quality, any governance quality, any administrative, any quality in Jonathan that actually fits into what Nigeria needs at this time. Honestly, and I think if he comes out, I don't know. My prediction is he will fail abysmally because people like us will go. I remember even then he had a lot of critics, and people like us, I will rekindle that my critic again because everything I said about Jonathan has not changed. I've not changed. I've not changed my opinion about him. I still believe everything I said about him. I do not regret any or whatever. The only regret I have is that while I criticized him, I was one of those people who supported Buhari. Unfortunately, I regretted that, and I've already apologized for that because it was a very grave mistake on my side. That is just it. Jonathan, honestly, let him just go rest. He's enjoying his retirement now. He's popular now. I think what made him popular was because I think he actually conceded to what's his name, Buhari. Another evil I don't like remembering. Unfortunately, I can't imagine that I supported that man. That is just it. Honestly, Jonathan is just not it. It's the wrong number. I don't know why they are pressuring him because Jonathan does not have what it takes. That man is too weak. He's too weak a leader. Too weak. Extremely weak. I don't everything about him, including the aura. The aura around Jonathan does not even that time when he became president, the presidency no fit him. I don't see him as someone to contend with. So that is just it. Is Shegun back here? Shegun is not back. His network is having issue. Okay, all right. That is it.
I'm
I
here.
don't know if you have any other thing to add to this. Otherwise, we're
I'm
moving to
here.
the next topic.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. That is it. Yeah, correct. Absolutely not. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, you're right. That is just it. Only even though I partly blame Obasanjo for Jonathan. Honestly, even though I love what Obasanjo did in his regime, but honestly, I partly because I don't know. I think I remember why Obasanjo actually found why Jonathan found favor in Obasanjo was because of loyalty. Obasanjo saw loyalty in Jonathan. I think that was why he picked him. A sort of Obasanjo didn't see this weak part of Jonathan. If he saw it, I bet you Obasanjo couldn't have actually picked him to be vice president to Yaradua then. Just that loyalty. Remember during that Alamesia, you remember what happened during that Alamesia impeachment or how Jonathan was loyal to the core, to the end. He was loyal to the end. So Abasanjo actually admired that, going, especially taking at least identifying Atiku then as someone that is disloyal, that was disloyal to him. He identified that, and but based on that, on his personal experience, he knew that someone like Jonathan with loyalty, with the record of loyalty, could actually serve Yaradua well, because that is what a president needs: loyalty from his vice, a sort of so. Um, Experience. Yes. Yeah, correct. Yeah, that is it. You're right. Honestly, that is just it. So anyway, that's why I partly blame and I believe Obasanjo regretted that. I know very well, but Obasanjo, I know definitely he regretted having to pick Jonathan as of course it was his influence that got Jonathan to presidency. All right, that's it. Let's move to the next, and I think the last topic.